Okay, so we have pile capacity or axial capacity is dependent on diameter of the piles and the type of soil. No, type of soil. So we have friction, soil, bearing strength at the tip. No? So we will use the parameters, these parameters here, the TZ, this is what we call as TZ. Now this TZ is cohesion or friction, cohesion soil. So TZ is cohesion of soil. We have PY data. Now the PY data, this represent the lateral, no lateral, the lateral springs of the soil, and then QB, no, the bearing, no, the bearing. So we will use this one in our PSI modeling. Now take note, our pile diameter is 36 inch or 90, 90 centimeter. So it depends on the parameter. Like for example, say you have 42-inch diameter pile. Do not use this in 36-inch. So the pile diameter should be the same. Okay? So in our case, the diameter of pile is 90 centimeter or 36-inch. So we will use the 36-inch. Okay? So we will start with the analysis. So this is 36-inch or 90 or 900 mm. So go to open your socks. Now open socks. You have already. And go to modeling. Go to modeling. And do not, we will use DataGen. Go to modeling and then go to DataGen. So it will look like this. Create new data file. Select create new data file. Press OK. So it will look like this now. And we have static, model, post, static, dynamic, miscellaneous, utilities, go to static, and you see pile soil interaction. So that's PSI. Pile soil interaction, PSI. Select. So PSI program input, foundation pile, and soil property data. So you see this one at the bottom. PSI input, foundation pile, and soil property data. Okay. Select. So you are being asked, enter titles. Okay. Yes. We will put title as PSI, the pile soil interaction, and then training. Model file. PSI training model file. So you can put any PSI of a certain platform name. We will use 36-inch, 36-inch, 36-inch diameter because we are using 36-inch. Okay, PSI for 36-inch diameter training model file. So if you have the name of the top side or name of the platform, you can put 36 diameter, name of platform. Okay, press next. So this is automatic. Now we have to change this to ISM. This one, the final file analysis option. So you see, we don't know what is EX. So you can check that one. So press help. Press help and then select this. So it will look like this. You see EX calculate and report its file in two separate planes. CB, we will select ISM, meaning to say combine results with summary print only. So check ISM. ISM. Combine result with summary print. Okay. Press OK. Now go to output options. So you can see output options. You see on the output options, if you put create file, detail file, and then create file solution, so it's like this. Just press none. Just none. And then we will change this one to 7.85. 7.85. Okay? So 100, 7.85. Go back. This one. This is the model file. And then next. We have already this one. Select SM. Output options. I just go back as a recap. 7.85. Okay, after this one, you can select next. Select next. Enter load cases to include the actual file capacity and code check. Press no. Because we will define the load combination outside. Press no. Have super element created. Press no. We don't need super element at this stage. This is modeling. Have plus generated. We will check yes. Yes. And then we have is light. Check light. Light grid major axis division. So that's the grid. The grid on the plots. And then I will choose Y and ZE envelope. This is the axis of the file. So I will put YZE all. So it's up to you if you want to have some plots. So in this case, I want lateral soil reactions. I want shear loads. I want bending moment plots. I want lateral deflections. So it's up to you what are the types of plots. These are optionals. Optional here. Axial deflection. I will check this. Axial deflection with envelope. You see envelope. Or you can choose unity check ratio. Okay, I will check unity check ratio. It depends on you. Okay. Now we don't redesign the file, so leave it as blank. Okay. After that one, after the plot parameters, press next. All files, include all files in the plots. No. Include all files in the plots. Next. Okay, select load place to be plotted, no. Specify plot size information, no. Enter file section data. So this is the case. Enter file section data. This is the case when you have tubular or wide plan section as your column or as your file. In this case, we don't put enter file section, so press no. Okay, you will go to the group level. Now, the group level, it depends on the location. Like, for example, in our case, if you go here, these are our files, right? So, in this file, we have A1, this is A1, this is 2A, this is B2, and this is 1B, this file group here. So, you can put. Okay, for example, I will consider group the file in here. We have the file head, and then the file here as file B1. B1. Row 1, and then row B. So this file here as PB1. So I'll go back. PB1. So I will put PB1, meaning to say on row B1 as file. And then outside diameter, in this case, we will use 19. Okay, I think much better if I will write something here. Okay, so this file here is along B1, this one A1, 2A or A2, and this one is B2. Okay, so since we don't know yet the penetration of our file, we will assume 100 meter. No? We will assume only. Then we will check that during the final file analysis. Assuming so this is 90 by 2.54 uniform. Actually, we can vary that one. Huh? It depends. Usually, on the mud line, the thickness is quite big, and then it becomes smaller as the penetration goes down. So it depends. Huh? So in this case, we will assume that this is uniform. Okay. So for PB1, so row PB1, PB1, so on that side, okay, we have outside diameter of 90, wall thickness of 2.54, okay, 2.54, and the pile segment length 100 meter, okay, and then we will assume we will change this one instead of 19.995, we will change this to 20, it's the same, and 799 we will change this to 8, and the yield stress, okay, 34.5. So this is now the pile at PB1, no, at this side, on that side, okay. Available and bearing area. So how can we compute available and bearing area? There are two. No? At the bearing area, we will say here. If you look at that one, if you look like this, right? So if you treat this one, this is considered as plug area. If you treat this one as like this is unplugged area. When unplug of course. When this pile is driven, you have internal. This is not closed, Usually it's like that. It's tapered like that. It's tapered, not closed. So usually when this is driven, there is what we call as internal, internal friction, right? So when your internal friction is more than the bearing at the tip, Sowell will be excluded. The Sowell will be excluded. So that's unplugged case. When the pressure here, when the internal friction is more than the bearing pressure here, at this stage, it is Sowell will not go inside, so it is unplugged. When it is plugged, it's like this. Okay, for unplugged area, it should be like that. So area plug is equal to pi d minus t times t. Or just simply pi over 4 inside diameter squared minus outside diameter square, that's the same with this.
What is unplug or plug?
This one. Unplug. Unplug.
I think this should be unplug.
No, unplug. Unplug, and this is plug. Okay, so we have the area, and this one area is area pi d squared over 4. Now, as per soil data, usually the geotechnical specialist will dictate. It mentioned here that the internal friction should be neglected. So, internal friction on the pile is neglected, meaning we will consider this as whole section. The end bearing acting at the tip and skin friction acting along internal wall should be neglected. So, we'll neglect. So, it is this one is unplugged case. Okay. So, area will be pi times d minus t times t. Now, you have to compute that one. So, how much is that? Area is pi and 2.9 minus the wall thickness, which is 0.025 times thickness. Okay? Well, anyway, this area here will be used in computing the allowable bearing capacity. But take note, allowable bearing capacity, we will not use the SACS generated capacity. We will use this axial in here, this file. We will use this one. So, you can enter value. You can enter value like that. So, in this case, the area computed is 0.0698. 0.0698. Using that formula, pi times d minus t times t. So, using that area, 0.0698. Okay? So, this is still at PB1, no? On that side. I will add more, so I will press add more. We have 4 piles here, We have 4 piles, so you have 4 group. Add more. I will call this PA1. 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 Outside diameter is 90. The wall thickness is 2.54. Pile segment, assuming the same. And this one is 20. This one is 8. 34.5. And the end bearing is the same, 0.0698. Okay? 0.0698. Now, this T factor, you can leave it like that, 1.0. Okay? We have now PA1. So, add more. PB1, PE1, we still have PA2, right? On row A2, same. 2.54, 20, 8, and 34.5. If you have 8 piles, then you have 8 pile group. You have 8 pile group. I said length. Length. Okay. You put 100, same. Available area 0.0698.
Oh.
Add more. PA1, PA2, and then PB2. 90. Wall thickness 2.54. File segment length 100. Assuming we don't know the just like that, nah? 20. 34.5. 0.0. 0698. Okay, it's complete right now, right? We have PB1, PE1, PA2, and PB2. So, press next. Now,
We have a consider the file with plug or unplug by calculation.
we will consider that one. Unplug.
Why we?
You're not listening, huh? I told you this one, see?
I think we have a.
No, listen first. This one is for the analysis to run. We will not use because this parameters here will be used in computing the bearing. We can use plug, we can use unplug because we will use the capacity based on this curve here. Based on this curve. That's why no problem. Okay? Now, we will define file head joint name. The file head joint name is the file head. No, this is name. The name is file head joint name. So you have file head. Huh? The file heads are this one. File head, file head, file head, file head. So your model should have fixity of file head. Okay? And then on the next, you have the butter joint name. The butter joint name is this. Butter joint name. Okay? Butter joint name, butter joint name, butter joint name. Okay. So I will define now the file joint name. The file joint name, for example, I will consider B1 is 081P. Yeah? 081P. And my file group is, what is that? On 081P. PB1. PB1. It's PB1, right? You see this figure here, huh? On the drawing. And the butter definition joint name is what? 081P. It should be 181P. Is that correct? 181P. And it should be XZ. No? I will define this as SOL or SOL1. SOL1. No? XZ, ha? XZ plane. SOL1. Meaning to say this is my first SOL. So enter the SOL ID for the local XZ plane. This SOL ID will be subsequently defined on the SOL data. So you have two. Now I will call this as SOL1. Huh? Okay? So enter here, enter here, enter here. Leave is blank. The file chord angle or the shift will be used when there is mudslide. So in this case, we don't assume there is a mudslide. Okay? And then I will press add more. So file joint name. The file joint name again, I will define A1. So 001P. The file group label is PA1, right? PA1. And the butter definition name is 101P. 101P. Okay? SOL data XZ plane, same SOL, SOL1. We will update this later on because we have, this is made by, drilling will be done by jack up. Huh? So we have the design basis. Huh? The jack up rig. Add more. Another So we have PB1, PA1. We have still PB2 and PA2. So PA2. The pile group is PA2. Sorry. A2, 019P. Sorry. The pile group is PA2, 019P, and 119P. Okay? And this same soil, assuming the same soil, soil 1. Add more. You have 4, no? You have 4 piles. The next will be B2, right? B2 on that side. 099P. Pile group is PB2. And then butter joint nail is 199P. Okay? And this one is Sol 1. Do we have more? If stiffness of the conductor is considered, you should model also the conductor. Okay? So, we will press next. Now, the sequence of the PSI will always start with TZ. Okay? Take note, It will start with TZ. Next will be bearing or QZ. And the last will be PY data. So, that's the sequence. First is this, TZ curves. Okay, you put first step TZ curves. Second, QZ curves. That's the input, the input. The third is PY curves. PY curves. So that's the sequence. So in this case, we have two, TZ curves user-defined or API generated TZ curves. In this case, we have the soil data. So we will use user-defined TZ curves. User-defined TZ curves. Okay? So press next. In the TZ soil axial, you are being asked, how many soil strata do we have? How many soil strata? You should have a copy on this. Okay, so I have here, in the TZ curves, take note, TZ curves, different diameter. So if our diameter is 90, you should choose 90. If diameter is 1000, use 1000. Because it has different value. Okay. This TZ curves is 442 ends. We will not use that one. This one is 914. That's 36, So we will use this data. So how many layer do we have? This is one layer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is actually up to 35. Up to 150. So I will put 35 layers, How many layers? We will update that later on. I will put 35. It depends on the data, Like this, for example, if you count this one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, then you put what is that number of layers. So I will put 35, for example, only. And this one, we define this as Sol 1, right? Sol 1. If you put Sol 1 here, Sol 1, Sol 2, Sol 2, Sol 2, you should define what is that soil table. So in this case, that's Sol 1. Okay? Sol 1. The soil description, I will put T dot Z data. TZ data. Or you can put, no, to make, just put TZ data. Okay? TZ, Sewell axial data. TZ, this is adhesion. No? Adhesion, ha? Take note, that's adhesion because we will use that principle. Press next. Check symmetrical TZ option, meaning to say the Z and Y. No? So, check this one. Symmetrical TZ option. And number of points in TZ curve. So, check this one. Check this one always. We assume that it's uniform. Number of points in TZ curve. We can put like this. For this example, for TZ data, for 914, we have this one is what we call as curve points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So how many curves? 7. But I will put 8. Why? Okay, this is the rule. Always start your curve from 0, 0. Because in here, see, it doesn't start as this one is 0 and 1.46, right? You should start from 0, 0 because you got problem in running socks. It will not converge. So, if this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 curves, I will add 0, 0. It becomes 8. Okay, for example, this is 7, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 curves plus 0, 0, which is blank. In the curve, it will look like this. It will curve. Always from start to 0. So that's why 7 plus 1 is 8. So that's why I put 8. Then what is the distance to the top of the stratum? So you see, it is start from 0. So you should put it 0. Okay? So distance 0 and T factor is like that, and then I will put what is the type of soil? It is clay. So I will put clay. That's only a description of that stratum, clay. Number of points in TZ curve is 8. Okay? And then I will press next. And then you have the TZ value. So, just copy this one. Okay? But take note, I will start from 0, 0. So, leave it like that. Yeah. Leave it like that. You will start now at the second point. Which is, the second point is 0 and 1.46 for Z. That first is T1. The second is, the first Z is 1. So, this is 0 and 1.46. So, 0 and 1.46. So, I think much better if you have a copy of TZ curves. That's actually page number 9. Number 9. Yeah? Always start with 0, 0. So, it will be 0 and 1.46. The next one will be 0 and 2.83. Right? The next is 0 and 5.21. And 0 and 7.31. Okay? So, say 0 and 1.46, 0 and 2.83, 0 and 5.21, 0 and 7.31. You notice, so this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 5 curves. And you input 8. So the program automatically will ask you, if you press next, so you put TZ value, 7.31. So the next of 7.31 is 0 and 9.14, 0 and 18.28. The next 0 and 45.7. You follow? Be sure you understand, huh? The first is T, below that one is Z. That TZ, nah? Okay. So I have now 8 curves. I will press next. So, you see, my input of number strata is 35. So, 35 strata required and 1 input so far. That's the first input, right? This is the first input. So, you put yes. Add more strata? Yes. What's the next strata? Again, press symmetrical TZ option. The number of points in the curve, how many number of points in the curve? At 2.7. Still, 7 plus 1, that's 8, right? So, I put 8. And what is the distance to the top? What is the distance to the top of the stratum? 2.7. What is the type of soil here? Still clay. No, it's still clay. Clay. Okay? I will press next. The next now, take note, you should always start from 0, 0. So you will be at the second now. Huh? 0, 0, huh? The next will be 4.22. The corresponding Z value is how much? 1.46. Be sure you know where this comes from. 4.22 and Z of 1.46. 7.03 as 2.83. 10.55. 5.21. 12.66. And then 7.31. Okay. Usually for soil modeling, it takes half day or 1 day. Half day. If you have, let us say for example, 0.1 increment, no? So you have so many strata. Okay? Press next. 731. The next will be 1407. 9.14. 12.66. And 18.28. 12.66. 18.28. Okay? Huh? Okay, no problem. Yes, because it's already 6 o'clock. And why we don't have here? What?
Nhắm đây nha. Nhắm mặt này.
Hmm?
The same selatan.
No problem. Just follow what is in that. Yeah, no problem with the same curve. Just follow what is in the data. Okay? Press next. Enter more. Yes, you still have the two. Take note. You notice the first one is 2.7, right? The second strata is 2.7. So you add more. So you enter more strata. Yes. Check symmetrical digit option. And the number of curve points. The next is 2.7 and the other is 2.7, right? So you have 8. What is your distance at the top? If you have two the same strata, do not neglect the other one. So the technique here, instead of putting 2.71 at 7, you put 2.71 or 2.705. You notice the second strata is 2.7, right? The third is 2.7 also. Do not put same strata. You got an error in the file. So you put maybe a small one or 2 inch difference or 4 inch difference. So in this case, I will put 2.71. Okay? 2.71, huh? A 4 inch only difference won't matter, huh? Because they are the same. If you insist, I will use the same this value. Okay. You have the problem in the analysis. Again, the soil type is clay. Next, always start at 0, 0. So the next one will be 9.39, 1.46, 15.65, 2.83 to 3.47, 5.21 to 8.17, 7.31. So just input the value. To 8.17, 7.31. Okay? $7.31. Okay, I will press next. Another T value, 31.3. Z is 9.14 to 8.17. $18.28. And 2817 for 5.7. Okay, I think for TZ, all you have to do is add, no, until 150.0 level, huh? Because there's only repetition. Okay? So you will add more layers, huh? You will add more layers. I just only stop here, see, because I want to emphasize this 2.7 level and this 2.71. Okay? So if you encounter like that, do not neglect. Just put maybe a small distance, no? Just add a this small distance. It should be increasing, huh? So 2.7, next will be 2.71. No? 2.71. Okay? So I will go to next. Enter more strata. I will not enter more strata. You are going to update this one. Just copy and paste and then update. That's the procedure. So I will go to next. See, enter TZ bearing data. So I told you the first is the axial or the friction, huh? TZ. The next will be Q bearing, huh? Press yes. How many soil strata do we have? Okay. Now in bearing, we don't need to add all the layers. What we need only is at the point near the tip of the pile. Meaning to say, usually, somewhere here, in between the 100 level, huh? So maybe you will include, if there is at level 90, or in our case, QZ, go to QZ. QZ data. Page 15. 15. QZ data at 36 inch. So you see, it started 97.9 meter, and you can start also at 150. 150. Because bearing stress is computed only here, right? We don't need the upper. We don't need the upper. What we need is at usually at this level at 100, but for a completeness, I will start from 97 down. So that is my input. You don't need to consider all the layers. It's not needed because that's bearing. Bearing only will affect here, right? No bearing here, no bearing here. Yeah. When you compute actual capacity, you start from bearing and the tip, but friction should be considered from up to bottom. Yeah. That's the principle. You don't need to model all. But if you want, you can model all the bearing. But TJ data should be all. No, along the shaft. Along the shaft. Pile shaft. Okay. So in this case, how many layers we have? If I will start from 97.9. 1. 97.9. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 only, right? 9 layers only. I will put 9 layers. And what is that soil ID? Still at Sol 1, huh? Sol 1. The first soil we have. Okay? Nine soil strata. Sol 1. Press next. Number of points on the TG curve. How many points on the TG curve? QZ. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But always start from 0, 0. So it should be 8. Should be 8. Distance to top. You start 0. No? In this case, we have 0. And what is the soil description? It's clay. The soil type. 0, no? The first layer is 0, see? 0 at the top. Depth is 0. Press next. And the T value. What is the axial TZ value? First is 0, 0. The second is 7.39. The Z value is 1.83. The third is second 14.78. 11.89. 19.8. 22.83. And 19.8, 22.86, right? The next will be 22.16 and 38.4. Always start at 0, 0, huh? Page 15. Okay? This next. T value again. We have, where are we? Huh? 26.6, right? 6.75. 9.55. 91.44. And 295. And 457.2. So that correct? Okay. Press next. Enter more strata, yes. Number of curves, 8. Distance from the top, 2.7. Soil description is clay. So it's located in the clay soil. Next, you input, always start from 0, 0, huh? So you will be at the second row now. 14.78. 1.83 to 9.55, 11.89, 39.6 to 2.86, 44.33, 38.4. Is that correct? Press next. Another T value, 53.19, 66.75, 59.1, 91.44, 59.1, and 457.2. Okay. Press next. So, you know already the procedure, huh? If this is 2.7, you put 2.71, the next layer, up to, why should I put at 0, 0? Ah, this is wrong. It should start from 97.9. Ah. It's bearing. You remember? This is bearing now. You start from 97.9, sorry. Well, anyway, we can update later on, okay? Okay. Because we started at 0. QZ should start from 97.9. Sorry. Well, anyway, we can update later on. It's just the same, no problem with this. So, enter more strata. I will not enter more strata. I will press no. See? So, meaning to say, I'm already done with the bearing. Next will be torsional spring. That's the next, nah? Torsional spring, because it needs torsional spring. So, torsional spring in linear. So, check this one and press next. Soil data, still Sol 1. It is needed by the program to run. No? Torsional. Now, what is the torsional linear stiffness? Okay, we will use a certain formula. It's from torsion actually. Huh? What is torsion formula? It is a solid rod subjected to torque. What is torsion? PL over dg. Yeah? Torsional stress. But the torsional stiffness is defined by this, since this already is so well. G over, we will use this one, 0.5 of the length of pipe. Huh? What is G? If it is circular. Diameter, inside diameter, D. This is pi 64 D fourth minus outside inside diameter to the fourth, right? And G is shear modulus. We have shear modulus of how much? For steel? 8, huh? 8 kilonewton per cm squared. And L is length of pile. So you calculate this one. You multiply it by 8, divide it by 0.5 L of pile, and it should be from Sachs kilonewton per meter. We have a kilonewton per meter. Okay? So kilonewton per meter, I have the value here. I already calculated it. 8 times pi over 64, 90 to the 4th, minus 90 minus 2 times 2.54, I have 106.86. 106.86 kilonewton per meter. 106.86 kilonewton. See, the unit should be expressed in kilonewton per meter. And I will call this one as pi torsion. Pile torsion. So first TZ, second QZ, then another parameter, the torsion or adhesion, linear. I will press next. Okay? Press next. The next will be Sowell 1. Sowell table is Sowell 1. Sol 1. Sol 1, Sol 1. Oh, what is the file? Sol 1. Next. Sol 1, you should put Sol 1, and then the next will be the API PY curves or the user defined PY. You check user defined PY. Sol 1. Torsional is 10686. 10686. 86. Yeah. And then remarks.
Tại sao lại có hai lần ba lần không có dòng gì mà phải chỉ là nãy là cái mắt này không thấy con number số ta.
Yeah, because you have already go to you are not outside the automatic generation. Well, no problem. Okay. So if you happen, no? For example, press OK. If you happen to save or uncheck, just put end. Just put end. For example, I was not able to go in the automatic because we have automatic generation. Put your file end. Just type end. END. When you type end, make a space and then right click and then insert and then go to PY. We have here, see?
Teacher, you doing machine is thinking and show
Yes, because the problem with you put next and next, or you put no problem with this. That's the same. Don't worry. So you check here, you select. That's the same with that. See? That's the same with that. Just wait. So you go right click, insert line, go to lateral head. Select. So just wait. It's automatic. No problem. Don't worry if you are not on the automatic mode. Okay, so you're automatic. That's why, because you have no problem. Just press OK. And then press enter and then type N. Okay. And then press right click. Insert line. So you bearing.
I'm sorry.
It's just the same. It's just the same. See you here? So it's like that. That's the problem with now. Lateral. Torsion head, after the torsion head. After the lateral head. Select. Bearing. Yes. One zero six. You can put number of soil startup. Soil startup. Nothing. Okay, we put so this is torsion. You see it in PY coding. Yeah, the PY coding. No, it's torsion, no. Torsion torsion is only for calculation. We will not use torsion. We will use the PY. The PY. Yeah, this one. So you count how many strata? You count 1, 2, 3, 4, how many strata? Okay. Ready? This one? Torsion 5 remarks. Torsion. This one? Okay. That is one. Oops. Bearing. I'm not, see? I am at the bearing, so I have a problem this, so I will put end. Yeah? And then I will press enter. And then I will press right click. So once you are outside of the automatic generation, don't expect it will automatically pop up the program. Huh? So what I'll do, the next will be the lateral, no? Lateral head, the lateral head. Select. It will look like this. How many strata do I have? So I will count. 35. Is that 35? Okay, just put 35. Well, anyway, we can update later on. What is the reference diameter? So will ID first. Sol 1. Reference diameter is 90, right? And remarks, what is this? PY data. PY data. If you press next, it's no longer automatic. It's no longer automatic, huh? See? Oh, it's no longer automatic. So you got what you will do? Manual. You know manual, why you worry? Right click, insert line. You are now at the PY lateral Sowell stratum. The first is the head. The next is the PY lateral stratum. Select. Select symmetrical PY option curve. And how many curves? How many curves? 5. Y8. We are already PY. This is 4 plus 1 is 5. 5 curves. What is the distance? 0. 0. Y shape is for mud line, for the when you put Y shape, do not put Y shape, huh? That's for the mudslide, na? Enter the value used to add the Y shape into shape PY curve, primarily used for mudslide condition. What is the remarks? Clay. Next. So, you got a problem already. But, no, we can manage. Huh? Insert line, and then go to soil PY. The next is, the first is lateral. The next is PY lateral soil stratum. The second will be PY lateral PY, na? Soil PY. You see the sequence, huh? First is the head. The second is the stratum. The third is the TZ. So for here, I have already defined this lateral head. I have already defined this one. The second will be the input, no, the PY data. Press select. Okay, so it's just the same. P value, how much? Always start from 0, 0. So the second is what? 6.86. Y of 47.5 or 45.7. Next is 9.87. Next is 137.1. Are you following? The second is 0. And it becomes 685.5. And then 0. And then it becomes 1371.00. 1371. Okay. 0, always start from 0, 0, huh? Press OK. You add. Same as this. So, I will just copy this one, huh? Copy this. Because we are now not on the automatic mode. So this one, put your cursor here, press Control, and then scroll down, right click, copy, right click, paste. Oh, same. Huh? And then 5 layers at what distance to top? What is the distance? 0.9. And then the PY curve, always start from 0. Next will be 14.01. 47.5 is correct. 20.18. 137.1, so okay. Next, 3.03. 685.5. Next is 3.3 until 40. You save the file. I will put PSI INP. PSI INP. You save the file and PSI INP and put model. Okay? And press save. So I have already here. So you add another, huh? You add another is same this. Okay, so actually this is the format. So if you put 35 here, you should have 1, 2, 3, 4 up to 35. So in this case, to check, you have to put like this, no? Put your cursor here. Press enter. Then I will put asterisk sign. This is my first layer. No, this one is my first layer. Follow? Put my cursor here on the next digit. Enter. And then I will put asterisk. And this is my second layer. This one also. In the digit. Put asterisk. The third layer. So you still have 32 layers more, right? Because this is layer 1, layer 2, layer 3. Okay? So we will update this now. My question now, is this correct? Is our input correct? First, in the TGED, we will go back to TGED. Here. In the TGED actual data, see, SAX is kilonewton cm square. You see this? In SAX, the value should be kilonewton cm squared and Z value is centimeter. And in our data, how much is the value? In the TGED data, what is the value? T is kilonewton per meter and Z is millimeter. Is this consistent? Kilonewton per cm squared and Z in centimeter? It's not, right? So what will I do? What will we do? Yeah, you get my point? Say this one. In the actual data, the T value is kilonewton per meter. The Z value is millimeter. But in SAX input, it is kilonewton per cm squared and Z in centimeter. Okay. So, to automatically change this one, we have what we call as T factor and Z factor. T, Z. How can we define T factor? Okay, you see, our value in Sewell data, T is what? This is very important. Kilonewton per meter, right? The unit is kilonewton per meter. And in SAX, what is the unit? See, T value, kilonewton per cm squared. So you convert kilonewton per meter into kilonewton per cm squared. How? Why? Take note, TZ or T is adhesion. It's on the perimeter. So, what you will do, kilonewton per meter, I will divide this by, I will convert meter first into centimeter. So, 1 over 100, that's centimeter now. 1 meter is cancelled out. And then, I will divide this by the circumference of the pipe. Because that's adhesion. So, it becomes 1 over pi diameter of pipe. So, this is in centimeter. So, this is now the factor. This is what we call as T factor of how much? Kilonewton to make it centimeter square, that's my factor is 1 over 100 times pi times, what is the diameter? 90. This is now kilonewton per cm square. So this is equivalent to that. So factor is, okay, I have my calculation, 3.54 exponent of pi, negative pi. And Z. That's very important. We have T factor. The next is Z factor. You see, in soil data, the value is G in millimeter, right? And in sacks, how much? Z is centimeter. So what will be the factor then? Mm. 10 mm, 1 cm. So Z factor is 0.1. You don't need to multiply one by one because sacks can do it for you in terms of TZ factor. Oh. See? How to apply? You go here. In this soil, not TZ, not TZ. You have here, see? See, you have Z factor. I will put 0.1. My Z factor is 0.1. So when you run the analysis, automatic, all the value here will be multiplied by 0.1. So it's automatic like that. Z factor, In this, you double click this T head, and then 0.1. 0.1 Z factor. Another in here. T factor, see? You have the T factor, right? What is our T factor? 3.54 to the exponent of negative 5. So 3.5, you press shift E. E. Exponent. 3.5. So, enter the factor for the subsequent T values to be multiplied by. And then minus 5. 3.5 E minus 0.5. Okay. And then this one also. This side. T factor 3.5 E minus 5. 3.E minus 5. This one also 3.5 E minus 5. T factor. Now, if you put 3.54, you get problem because it's only 2. You cannot put, see, if I will put 3.54, see? I have error. Just only 3.5. How about bearing? Bearing. Say you have Z factor for bearing. Try to check the QZ data. QZ. QZ data is kilonewton. Now that's kilonewton, right? And the value of T is kilonewton per cm squared. So you will convert kilonewton to kilonewton per cm squared. What will you do? Q, take note, Q is bearing. The bearing is the circular area. Right? So divide this by area of the pipe. Pi d square over 4. No problem. No problem. This is for calculation only for actually the bearing, no, the bearing is used only for the program to run because we will use the value here. We will use the value, no, this curve here. This one in ultimate pile capacity curves. Okay? So I got a value of, and Z also, you notice Z, how much is Z? Centimeter, right? And the value in QZ, centimeter. So still 0.1, right? Okay? So I will press, okay, here. And then I will put, Z factor is 0.1. 0.1. This one here. T factor. The T factor is how much? T factor is 1.6 E of negative 4 minus 4. This one, T factor here. So I will put space and then minus asterisk. This is my first layer. So I have 1.86 here, double click as my T factor. And the second layer, enter, shift and then 2. And then in here, I have my T factor of 1.6 E minus 4 for this one. Okay? And the third layer, no more. So you add. Okay. So that's TZ factor. Okay. To emphasize, you can put like this, in information only. T factor. T factor equal to, so T factor is kilonewton to kilonewton per cm squared, right? So my T factor will be, to make kilonewton to kilonewton per cm squared, my T factor is kilonewton divide pi divide 4 and times d square. So you put sometimes it needed, na? So 1 over pi d squared. So answer is 1.6 E minus 4. So 1 over pi d square over 4, where d is 90 cm because it will be in kilonewton per cm square. And then you can put some information also. Z factor, the value is in the original file mm, right? You convert it to centimeter. So I have, my factor will be 1 divided by 10, 1/10. So factor is 1 over 10. And that's 0.1. So that's why I put 0.1 as my Z factor. Some information. In here also, for the Sewell TZ, T factor, the original data Page number 9. Is kilonewton per meter. Per meter. 2. Convert it to Sachs, which is kilonewton per cm squared. So I have factor kilonewton per meter times, so you can put 1 over 100 times 1 over pi d. Pi times d. Meaning circumference, na? So equal to, I have the value of 3.5. Exponent of minus 5. Some information like that. And the z factor, from millimeter to centimeter. So to make that centimeter, millimeter, I have to divide it by 10, right? 0.1. Save. Okay, so once we have already this data, we can update up to 35 layers, na? So, how about at the PY curve? This one. PY. So, we'll put information also. In the PY curve, the PY data, original is kilonewton per meter. Y factor, P factor. So I will put P factor. The original is kilonewton per meter to Sachs of kilonewton per cm. So kilonewton per cm. So what will you do? So I have a value of 0.1, na? One over 100. 0.01. And my y factor, from original Sachs soil data, millimeter, to, if you double click this one, the unit of in centimeter, na? So 2 centimeter. So you have 1 over 10. Is that correct? 0.1. So you apply here. Y factor is 0.1. And the P factor of, see, you have P factor of 0.01. And this also P factor of 0.01. 0.01 P factor. 0.01 P factor. Okay. Be careful with PY data. There are two types of PY data. One is the cyclic, the other one is static. So which one are you going to use? PY data, cyclic and static. PY data. Okay. One is static PY data. The other is cyclic. So when will we use PY data static and PY data cyclic? Use static for both impact analysis, both impact and earthquake or seismic analysis. Cyclic, use in place and fatigue. Why? Why we use cyclic in place and fatigue? Just like that. There's a reason. Because cyclic usually waves, huh? Fatigue waves also. So use repetitive types of loading. Use cyclic. So see, PY data. See, PY data, pile diameter 915, 2000 API and cyclic PY. Because you have also static. Use cyclic. Cyclic. Because we have static data. So always, if you have in place, use PY data. See, cyclic. Cyclic PY data. In place and fatigue. For seismic and both impact, this is not repetitive, no? Once only. Both impact is once only. Earthquake is once only, not all the time. But when subjected to wave, always in place, subjected to wave. So if we will compare cyclic PY and static PY, it's more flexible is the static, the cyclic because it's subjected to repetitive types of loading. So after we will model the soil data, because this is not complete, right? This is 35, so we're still up 3. So you will add another. As long as you know the principle, you can add. So like for example, I will add another layer. So just put the cursor here, control and then scroll down. Right click, copy, right click again, paste. So I have now 4th layer. Then update this one. Now update this one. 2.71, what's the next? TZ. 2.71, its next is 14. So I will put 14 here. 14. And then update the PY TZ value, right? So do with this bearing. In this one, you change this. The first layer should be top 79.6, 97.9, 97.9. The next layer is 97.91. Top 97.91. So you update, Okay. This is what we call as intact soil. This is intact soil. Meaning to say there is no degradation due to spadcan. Now, when drilling will be done by jack up, soil near the spud can will be disturbed, right? So there will be what we call as degradation of soil. No, degradation of soil. See, we have stated it in the design basis. If you read the design basis, we have here like this. Yeah? We are actually in the last part. The effect of scud pan holes from the jack up rig shall be considered by reducing the drain shear strength and Tg and Py values by 10% below mud line and maximum penetration of spud can. So up to 30 meters. You reduce Py and Tz by 50%. No degradation effect will be considered for soil away from the spud can. So in this case, we have two types of soil. One intact, the other is degraded. Huh? So next meeting. Any questions? Tomorrow.
Next.
Huh?
How to make
No. Usually it's been supplied by a geotechnical specialist. Usually client has some specialist. Okay, you have the like Fugro. They will perform this another, no, this other, for example, consultant, another for the geotechnical engineering. But we can use SACS to generate PY TZ for us if we have the soil parameters. Automatic using API 2000 because this one is from API 2000. Yeah, soil parameters like the angle friction, the stratum. But usually for example detailed engineering, this is supplied. Usually this given by client. This is the soil data from Fogro soil report. Please use this one. Usually if like for example on shore cases we use the some other analysis like for example dynamic, yes, and or you have the gear wear up, the resistance RSD. But here usually it's given by us, given by a geotechnical specialist. In the absence of specific data, sometimes, for example, you have the same field. This field is Bindong field, and another field is only 1,000 kilometers. Just for reference, we will use that one. So until detailed engineering, it will be updated, and then because we cannot afford to stop. For example, we don't have soil data for this. So we will find some near the place, huh? Some soil data near the place as go by. So this is very important. The soil data is very important because we cannot perform fatigue analysis without this. We cannot perform in-place analysis without this. Okay? Okay. Thank you. So, tomorrow? Huh? Why?
The wedding will be
your member.
wedding will be
I'm not invited, huh? So, Mr. Dong, we don't have training tomorrow.
Tomorrow we will tomorrow Miss will
Mrs. Okay, okay, okay. I was invited through Skype.
You should send a wedding card to me.
It's okay, no problem. Up. Stop, huh?